How do you personally discover and evaluate some of these new or consistently buzzing trends to really decide if they're real or hype, as we've kind of done at the start of this conversation? And when do you decide to reevaluate if something to see if it's improved or not?
Well, I don't know if this is the answer you're looking for, but I'm definitely going to say that you just have to stay away from that. I mean, do not fall for the typical buzzwords and, you know, or the hashtags that everybody's talking about, right? Why am I saying this? Because we typically it's easy to get distracted from this shiny new toys that are out there. And I think that the essence should be, I need to pay attention and focus on the real pain points that my company's going through. Every time that I have presented it, I would say in the last couple of years, I always bring this up, pain points. You can have mosquito bites, you can have shark bites. Mosquito bites are things that are, they bother you, but you're not necessarily suffering. But a shark bite, come on, I mean, you can easily die, right? So I have said that many, many times. And the reason I bring it up again is do not get distracted by these buzzwords and these trends. Make sure that you keep an eye on what is making me suffer as a company and what is potentially something out there that I can eventually implement, and improve the way we do work, our deliverable, and enhance our relationship with subcontractors, architects, engineers, and owners.
I love that. And you hear me say shiny new toy syndrome semi-often, a digital builder. And it's a real thing. I mean, if we look at how construction technologies evolved, for many years, there wasn't a lot out there for us to consume and consider. And as tech has gotten more effective in the last 5 to 10 years, the number of choices is crazy. And so it's easy to do exactly what you're alluding to and start chasing that hype. But you have to make sure you're answering the mail for your team and figuring out, what solutions are going to benefit them instead of just doing something for the sake of it at times, I think. Brad, how does that align with your take on chasing down new trends and, bringing them to your team?
Well, Ariel did such a great explanation of his take of it, and I would have to agree on all points. There are so much hype that's going on there. There's so many new shiny toys, as you mentioned, Eric, that are out there. And that's so exciting. I mean, how exciting is it to be in construction in 2024? I mean, we are seeing an elevated increase in opportunities to really bring value to our company and to our projects. So I run technology through a kind of a litmus test, if you will. It has to pass 3 certain pillars, at least one of these 3. It has to improve the profitability of the company, improve the productivity of the folks that are on the project, and also pass a performance test. So are we getting what we need? So profitability, productivity, and performance. If it doesn't do at least one of those 3 pillars, then it needs to go in the garbage. We need to move on to something that serves the company in a more meaningful way. And it also has to address root cause issues. We're not wanting point solutions to fix problems. We're wanting to go to the root cause of those problems, address it at that level. And that's where you're going to see the biggest impact when it comes to technology and innovation within a company. So many times we see a problem that exists and we can solve that problem by throwing money at it or throwing software at it, if you will. But it doesn't solve the root cause of the problem. And so I like to try to bring our people into the room, find out where those pain points are, those bites that Ariel had mentioned, and determine what is the root cause of this problem. Let's address it at that level. And if the software or the technology that we're putting out on the projects aren't doing that, then it needs to be thrown away. And we need to continue to measure whether or not that technology is holding up to that litmus test as we move forward.
It's such a good point, and I've been told in the past, I think on a prior LinkedIn Live, actually, from one of the many Matts that has shown up on Digital Builder through that channel. And so the first one where we're not inundated with Matts on live episodes, so that's a nice change there. But it's so important to really step back and look at, are we disrupting our teams? Like, is this new tool making their workflow harder in a way that we didn't anticipate? And you really have to have that communication theme that keeps coming through here.